Thank you very much, Dr. Klatt, for your excellent conference. All of you are very glad to hear you. Now, I invite Dr. Talmon to sit here because from now on, we can have some minutes for discussion. Is it possible for you, Dr. Klatt?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, after these two very interesting conferences, and in both of them, we have many deep insights about technology in pathology and medical education. Probably, certainly, most of us have many questions or comments to put from now on. From now on, anyone who wants to comment or ask Dr. Klatt or Dr. Talmon can.
I have a quick question for Dr. Klatt. You brought it up kind of briefly and touched on it, and it speaks to a problem at work we have a lot. I've noticed that the depth of information that students come up with in terms of problem-based learning and team-based learning has been decreasing rapidly. Again, relying on the internet, instant gratification, so on and so forth. In fact, I can count on maybe one hand the number of times I've seen a medical student in a PBL session come forward with a piece of primary literature. What are your strategies? How do you guys manage teaching that to your students, going beyond, say, up to date, or going beyond, Wikipedia or whatever? How do you foster that?
One of the ways to do it is to have specific exercises in which that is the goal. Some years ago, I introduced into a course what was called clinical pathology correlation conferences. Now, these were done in reverse because a group of students had to present a case as an unknown to their classmates who then tried to work through it. But the goal of that exercise was to research a topic, use the literature, organize it, present it, and then answer questions about it in front of the class. Now, I didn't ask my students to do that for every subject, but I asked a group to do that, and that promoted the skills that you're talking about. We had other exercises built in our curriculum and other parts of it that did many of the same things, so that when a student went through the pre-clinical curriculum, by the end of it, they had probably done 6 or 7 of those exercises. And so we were reinforcing learning, presentation, and critical thinking, and research skills. Did it happen in every single small group, case-based, team-based, whatever? No, it did not. We tried to build in cases that required some level of use of information sources in order to try to arrive at the answer. Having a test at the end that required group performance and working to find the answer was another way of doing it in team-based learning. But you're right, the depth of knowledge, or the depth that we would like the students to go to, doesn't always come out when they're looking for a short, simple answer.
Dr. Talmon, I'd like to it's not actually a question, but it's just an observation. It's already a reality, the use of technology, especially when we use experimental angles in the practical lessons because of the animal committee and so on. So we record those experiments and show you don't need to use the animal anymore. For biomedicine, dentistry, this works out fine. And even for medical students, also works fine because not all of them will get in touch with the animal and make themselves experiments. The aim is to them to understand how it begins and well it will lead on. But when we talk about the gross specimen, can we think the same way for undergraduate students?
See, and that again comes back to, I think that, and it comes partly because I found gross specimens so amazing, and that's part of the reason why I became a pathologist, is because it brought some of these abstract concepts that I was hearing somebody pontificate about behind a podium. It brought it real. As I said, there was a nice affective component there. And I think that's the thing that when you decide to use these types of things, for information conveyance, straight information conveyance, I think that technologies such as video, they're great, they're perfect, they work. But if you're trying to do something more, or we talk about recruiting into pathology because you're trying to tap into those feelings, maybe not. And that's just, again, getting back to the question of what are you trying to achieve? What is it you want to do with it? Yep. Exactly. Right. I will tell you, I had the experience this last couple of years of teaching a pathology class of high school students. So this is a completely different group of kids who have very little previous knowledge. They don't have the typical med student mentality about what do I need to know for the test, what I need to know for the test. These kids are, I should say, they're on unplowed fields, if you will. And whenever I brought out a gross sensitivity, that was their favorite part. I had video demonstrations, I had everything. What it came down to, the part they loved was to be able to see a brain with an infarction. They just loved that, and it sparked hours of conversation. And so again, I think that, is it a replacement? I think it might solve problems, but I don't think it's a complete replacement. I don't think it is.
Additional information that we had
Hi, I'm Johan Damino from Kansas. I'm here. I enjoyed your lecture. I learned a lot. I think that I have to rehash my lecture notes because as a first-time learner, obviously I retained only 5% of all this that you said, but it was very useful. You have all the technology that you have at hand, and you still write books, and students know that you are the author of those books. How do they treat you as the book author, and do they expect that some of the material is still hidden in the books that you have provided us with? That's the answer? No? Oh, you didn't get through?
We got a delay here in the system, so it usually blips here.
They were translating from Kansas into Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, the problem is information overload, and unfortunately what I find is a lot of what I have is just diluted out. If you've got students who are trying to watch every YouTube video, look at every television show on every cable channel, and watch every blockbuster movie that comes out, that doesn't leave a lot of extra time. And as I said, part of the problem is understanding what it is they actually need. One of the biggest problems we've been fighting for years is the class notes or the old online materials or the old materials in the library. We have a large collection here on a network drive that the students have been putting into for years. And I finally told one of them, I said, and we were finally just going to take it away because, well, there were a lot of problems with that. And one student protested, and I said, that drive and all its materials are academic absinthe. He didn't know what I was talking about, and I said, well, just go look at that. And I said, it may feel good to begin with, but it's not doing you any good in the long run. And so part of the problem is that we need to somehow teach our students how to filter through these large amounts of information. Part of the problem, and it's one that we all face, is that the way we test may drive this process. If we are asking questions that are demanding them to learn a lot of trivia or minutia, or it requires understanding minute differences between versions of texts or questions or other things that they encounter, and then of course they're motivated to try and look at all those things, as opposed to learning from a few good sources and being able to integrate it. So it's an ongoing problem, and it's only going to get worse because the amount of knowledge keeps growing. I suppose I could make an analogy to a BMI as well here, and being on a diet and exercise program, because somehow, some way, we've got to find a method for better filtering what it is that's out there, and our students naturally are just not able to do it. I wish I had an answer.
Yeah, our host, Dr. Brasileiro, whom you saw on the introduction, is the author of the Brazilian Robbins, quote unquote. It's a very nice book, and your book of questions has been translated into Brazilian Portuguese. And I would actually like to ask our host, are they using Dr. Klatt's question book to study your textbook?
Anyone?
It's the end of the day.
Almost the end of the day. Okay.
It's not the end of the day for you, Ed, so
Okay.
we feel obliged to keep you there long getting
Well, we're 3 hours earlier here. We just finished a major exam, so I'm just waiting to see how people did here. But we tuned everything up, and we tried to promote active learning, and we tried to point them in the direction they should, and I'm hoping to get the best average we ever had.
Okay. So, before closing, I would like to address some important aspects that I could take from those two presentations. Dr. Klatt stressed the importance for us teachers, professors, to deal with the new generation of our students and the attitudes and feelings of the young. The new technologies available make deep differences and transformations in our way to teach pathology and medicine. So we have to learn much more about these things in order we can take advantages of all of those tools. So we have think, reflect much about all those aspects. Dr. Talmon discussed many approach those. Of those, I think the virtual microscope is one of the most popular and in use of one of some faculties. Here, né, in Botucatu, in São Paulo, in Belo Horizonte, this year we started with the virtual microscope. I think and I hope it will be profitable for both of us, not only for the students, for us, also for us teachers, professors. And I think it will be very profitable. For the autopsies, a problem which is present all over the world, not only in Brazil, in the United States, but around the world. Unfortunately, it happens. One way to deal with this problem, the e-autopsies, is also applied in Brazil. We had a very good experience from Faculty of Medicine in São Paulo, UFMG, in which, because in that department there are many autopsies each week or each month, at least once a month, some medical faculties in Brazil, around 6, 7, or 8, are connected to São Paulo, and one selected case is presented firstly by the clinical team with all students in Belo Horizonte, in Curitiba, in northeastern Brazil, in many places. After a very good clinical discussion, the transmissions go to the autopsy room, and all of us, professors and the students, we can follow the autopsy exactly. So, although we cannot see instantly, macroscopically, all the organs and the structures, but it's very interactive because the discussions can be in real time and they are very profitable. This experience for us is very rich. All those who have this opportunity have benefited a lot. So, at least some of these approaches are already done in Brazil, and certainly will, in different medical faculties, will try to improve and to increase all those approaches that the technology provides us. So we need to have the ability to take advantage and have profit a lot of all of this. With this, I will finish this conference. I will ask you, would you like to talk with Dr. Klatt?
Thank you very much, Professor. So, Professor Klatt, just to thank you very much. For sure, we would like to have the opportunity to have you here in Brazil, but you have used it with extreme, in a very skilled way, the technology to bring us part of our pride in teaching and to let us get some information on how we can improve our studies here. And as Dr. Talmon told us, that we share many same concerns about teaching in medical schools and other allied professions. So probably we all are taking all this message home, and we can share this with our colleagues, and probably this moment here will be much more than we have accomplished here in these two days. Thank you so much to be available for this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thank you also, Dr. Talmon, for your presentation. And for finishing, I return to Portuguese speaking, porque eu gostaria de renovar e reafirmar o agradecimento feito no início desta apresentação. O que nós acabamos de ver agora conclui essa série de apresentações e discussões e que realmente veio coroar todo um trabalho tão profundo e tão rico desses 2 dias. Eu gostaria, neste momento, e até mesmo em nome do Departamento de Patologia, a que eu pertenço, da Faculdade de Medicina da UFMG, de cumprimentar exclusivamente o Departamento de Patologia aqui da Unesp, esta faculdade, pela iniciativa desse encontro, e aproveito também em nosso nome para cumprimentar esta Faculdade de Medicina. 50 anos bem vividos de uma instituição como essa é motivo de orgulho para todos nós brasileiros. Eu lido razoavelmente bem com o ensino, com a formação médica no Brasil e tenho um conhecimento razoável do que aqui acontece. Sou testemunha viva do trabalho e da qualidade dos médicos aqui formados. Quando nós falamos em boa formação médica, universidade, Júlio de Mesquita Filho, Educatur e São Paulo são os exemplos mais notórios. O que nós desejamos, e pessoalmente eu desejo fortemente, é que nos próximos 50 anos esta casa continue nesse mesmo ritmo, nessa mesma direção e que continue então cumprindo esse papel tão importante. Com isso, então, eu agradeço novamente esse honroso convite para estar aqui com vocês, e encerro esta atividade.